And we're back with Lobby Concessionals, the movie podcast where nobody's right and everybody's wrong. I'm Parker, and that's Brendon. Like and subscribe, follow us along, send us an email. I don't know.
Don't send us an email.
No, feel free. My email's
only if there's a question or a subject you'd like us to talk about.
something worthwhile.
Yeah, don't send us crap.
Give us feedback, too. We are stoked, actually, to hear what people think about the show, what they like, what they don't like. What should we talk about more? What should we shut up about? Give us the whole 9 yards.
That can of worms.
If you are like my dad, just text me. You don't even have to comment or whatever. No one else listens on Amazon Prime podcasts, so don't put your comments there because I will not check them.
And if you're gonna talk shit about me, just send it to me. Don't talk shit about me to him. Tim.
Oh man, the best part is I don't even know when we're airing this episode, so it's gonna be
a
6 months down the line, and then he's gonna reach out to me and be like, "What the hell?" And I'll have no idea what he's talking about.
Merry Christmas, Tim. You're a dick.
Oh boy. So we're doing a bad Reddit take today.
I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, I'm stoked too. So for those that don't know, this is where we take a look at someone's bad opinion on Reddit. We're going to do a quick little discussion about why it's a bad opinion, where we're at on that. And then we're going to do our best to try and defend the opinion. Because of the way we end up doing this, Brendon knows nothing about this. I found it and have...
It's my favorite part is not knowing.
Yeah. So I actually have had a little bit of a benefit of being able to kind of prep a little bit, and I know some of what I want to say, but Brendon's completely fresh. So if I sound significantly better than him, there's a reason.
Oh.
Okay. So this one I think actually got passed around a bit on Reddit. So this might be a little bit more of a popular bad opinion. Not that people actually agree with it, but just that people have already seen this.
Okay.
But I think it's a bad enough take that it's worthwhile discussing.
Let's do it.
So, here we go. This individual says, the original Star Wars movies should be remade. The originals were great for their time, but it's time to remake them with prequel actors returning and better special effects. Line up the continuity and fix plot holes. Replace Harrison Ford with someone who actually wants to be there. So
that's it. He just ends on that.
That's it. That was the last note. And this is verbatim. Actually, sorry. I think they literally said remove Harrison Ford with someone who wants to be there. But I changed that word to replace because remove Harrison Ford in that context doesn't really make sense. So I'm trying to give them a little bit of a...
Are we so far into this anti-Star Wars culture that this is a popular opinion now?
So this was actually posted on the Unpopular Opinion board on Reddit. Now the interesting thing with that board is that if I don't follow it, so I don't follow that subreddit. The only reason I saw this, first of all, it was posted on Movie Circle Jerk, a screenshot of it. But I actually saw it on the r/all, which is the popular subreddit. The things that are generating buzz. Yeah. So usually on Unpopular Opinion, when something gets a lot of upvotes, it's not because it is truly an unpopular opinion. It's because people agree. So when one of these things gets popular, so I don't know for a fact, but this was a pretty big thing on Reddit for at least a day. Now, what I find really interesting, just before we even get into any of this, is this person says, remake them with prequel actors returning. And what prequel actors? Okay, Hayden Christensen, maybe, and James Earl Jones as Vader. So, sure, maybe Hayden Christensen is in there as Vader. And then maybe we get Ewan as Obi-Wan for, a little bit. But then who else are they thinking?
Are they thinking just let Natalie Portman be Leia?
I hope not. Like,
mean,
because first of all, Natalie Portman would never do that.
It's asinine enough. Like, the concept. I guess that's all he means.
Yeah, so just the two?
Well, no, it would be what's his name too, right? It would be Ian McDiarmid as well. Which is like the ultimate circle jerk.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no, that's incredible.
Right? But I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, so that's already a little ridiculous. This person
and Anthony Daniels, which is also an ultimate circle jerk.
But this person went out of their way to, like, there's not even that much detail in this thing. But they went out of their way to say prequel actors. And so, given the fairly large cast of the Star Wars, of the original Star Wars films, you're talking like filling 2 roles, but this guy's like, yo, we really need these guys back for sure. I don't know. So, Brendon, is this a bad take?
I think it's a badly worded take.
Okay, bad wording aside,
I don't know.
Do you? Oh, you would be potentially okay with getting these Star Wars films remade?
No, because I've joked about it before on this show.
Okay,
we've dropped.
Yeah, we've just sort of discussed it a little bit.
Yeah, we've in passing joked about remaking the Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If we never got a sequel series, I think I'd be on board with it.
Wow, this is not what I expected at all. Maybe I should have ran this by you first.
No, and maybe I'm already trying to defend it in my mind. So here's the thing. No, it shouldn't be remade.
Okay, so yeah.
Right? Okay.
That should be the obvious answer,
so let's take it step by step. Do you remake the Star Wars movies? No. Okay. Do you replace Harrison Ford? No.
No.
No. And even if I don't even know how that would work. You were replacing everybody. There's no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why did you single that out?
Yeah.
Why did you single out arguably the biggest star in those series?
Yeah, exactly. It's very strange because we're not getting Mark Hamill there. Like, I understand that he's
the guy.
And apparently he's in Mando as Luke, but like it's a body double. There's no way our main character is being done by a guy. How old is Mark? He's got to be like 60, 70?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and there's no way we're getting a 70-year-old guy to do it with a body double and then digital effects. No, everyone's getting recast.
Yeah. So no, the movie shouldn't be remade. And it I'm trying to think of the word without using the word principle, just based on principle.
But it is based on principle. Like, the fact is, these movies are formative.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that is inspired by these films, that has the amount of content we have got over the last 45 years because of those movies.
Yeah.
They absolutely should not. There's nothing to improve on. Nothing truly that matters to improve on.
Now it becomes a conversation where we're going to start at least trying to make our way to a defense here. So we both agree they're untouchable movies.
Yep.
Now, what does that mean? And what are those movies? In my mind, obviously, you're never going to remake Gone with the Wind. You shouldn't remake Wizard of Oz. Maybe. There's probably... Well, I think people keep trying versions of it. You know, like West Side Story was a surprising one to me that they let somebody remake that. And I don't know if that was
even Spielberg. You're surprised? They'll let that guy do anything.
But basically, he had to beg him for it, right? Like it wasn't one of those ones where he walked in a room and was like, "Give me West Side Story," and they immediately gave it to him. I think he had to work on that.
Like, frankly, if Spielberg walked up and said, "Let me do A New Hope,"
that's where you'd go, okay?
Oh, I'd be a little tempted. Like, the answer's still no, but I'd be like, whoa.
I'd be like, give me a cast list.
Yeah. Like, obviously, we got to have these further discussions first before we're going to let him go crazy.
Yeah, let's see how far you can get before you shit the bed.
Yeah.
Like, what's untouchable? Is anybody ever remaking Citizen Kane? Probably not. So Gone with the Wind, Citizen Kane, and then there's a bunch of other stuff.
But I guess my question is why? Why remake? You know, like, is really, like, you look at A Star Is Born, and there has been, I think, 4 versions of that, and I don't hate the fact that it's getting remade, and it has been remade multiple times. I think that that's one of those stories that is in some ways maybe timeless is the wrong way of putting it.
It is generational.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so I don't hate the fact that we get one new one every 20 or 30 years, you know? So that doesn't exactly bother me. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, no iteration of that has been truly untouchable. I think the interesting part about A Star Is Born is the fact that it's the story itself is generic enough that they can basically redo it. Like, movies already basically redo it, but it's not actually a remake, you know? But I don't see a reason to remake Star Wars, the originals. You know, like...
At all. So this is indefensible to you?
No, it's definitely defensible. I actually have a defense lined up for sure. Because there is certain things that would be like, yeah, that would be great to replace. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm not going to watch... You know, like, this is actually... like, the Lion King. The original 90s version versus this new live-action version. The live-action Jon Favreau version is soulless.
Yeah.
It's
not just soulless, it takes souls.
It is worse in every way. Outside of the photorealism, which is from an effects point of view better in terms of, like, it is literally more realistic. Not that the first one was trying to be that, but they did do a better job of being photorealistic animals. So, like, to acknowledge the work they put in for that, absolutely. You guys knocked that part of the park.
Yeah.
No one wanted that. But, like, you did it. You definitely did what you intended to do there. But I just don't see a way that Star Wars gets remade now in a way that actively makes anything that matters better. They will remove all of the heart from those films. Boom. However, here's the defense. Okay. I'm so stoked.
Do I have to? What do I have to do?
Just sit back.
Do I have to stand? Do I sit? Do I get a barf bag? What do I do? What am I doing?
I don't know. First, I mentioned this in a previous episode. I want to see a better Obi-Wan Vader fight. Boom. There's one. Because their fight where Vader, like, slowly sweeps his lightsaber and then Obi-Wan just disappears. Lame. It's boring. It's dull. It's stupid.
It's slow-mo for effect, you ass.
It's a bad effect then. You know, like, it literally would be better if they just sped that.
It just sounds like you think Vader swung it slowly purposely.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
No, it's slowed down.
Why? None of the rest of the movie is slowed down. It's ridiculous. Moving on. The lightsabers look like garbage. They do. Okay, hold up. The sequel movies do the best. That's the best lightsabers we have ever seen. First of all, the world around them is impacted by the light, which isn't happening in those original films. And I get it. It's, you know, technology, yada, yada, yada.
That's the argument for.
This is one of my big arguments for, is that it is literally going to look better. So I love the way lightsabers react with the world and look in the world and exist in the world in the sequels.
Sure.
And that's a combination of both practical stuff that they did in the original films and then some of the digital effects that they did in the prequel series. Right. And by merging those two, it allowed the actors to physically interact with a thing. So it doesn't feel like it's nothing, that they're just hitting at the air, which is some of what they did in the prequel series. Okay. It allows them to interact with a physical thing. There is literally light being emitted from a thing they are holding. So their faces look right, and they're being lit properly, and the world around them looks cool. So, like, Force Awakens, the scene with Kylo and Rey fighting in the snow, everything is lit by the red and the blue, and it looks sweet. And the fact that when the lightsabers clash, colors mix the way they should. Like, there's a purple glow where they're hitting, and I'm like, man, this looks sweet. So we can get all of that in there. That was basically it. Oh, man.
The lightsabers aren't purple. Remake Star Wars.
Absolutely. Those lightsabers look amazing. I know this is ridiculous. I'm just saying the lightsaber battles in the sequels look amazing. Like, incredible. And And then on top of that, yeah, like maybe we can get some better droids and stuff, you know? Like, as far as I'm concerned, recast Anthony Daniels. Get that guy out of here. Put an actual robot in there, you know? And...
The defense is brutal.
I'm just saying, this guy's got some merit, you know?
It's tough, you know, like, but if you were to, like, God, I don't know, man.
And we can also pull away the Uncle Owen. I'm going to go to Tati Station and get some powering inverters.
Oh, listen. Okay. Let's talk about. Okay, you talked about earlier that if you were to modernize that stuff, you would take away the charm of it.
Correct.
Is that not part of it?
Like, I see what you're saying. And you're probably right, but Uncle Owen, you know, like, come on.
And this might be that might be like a generational thing, right? Like with
like you really like it, but I won't.
Yeah, in terms of this, like you grew up on. I mean, obviously you're a prequel guy, right? Like that was your generation.
Oh, hold up! Don't slander me like that.
No, that's just what I mean, right? Like so you're
those are the Star Wars movies I grew up with.
So you've already your foot in the door is already better production value and
sure.
quality is already higher than the originals as it is.
Yep.
You know, so I grew up on the originals. I mean, I'm used to it. So I don't. Yes, Luke is a wine bitch in those movies. I don't. Defense is so hard. That's part of the charm to me. So to modernize it, like. Let's throw out a hypothetical. A New Hope by Denis Villeneuve. Timothy Chalamet as Luke. Ryan Gosling as Han Solo. And fucking Emma Stone as Leia.
Oh my God. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but the sound of my junk hitting against the table underneath here, man, that.
So, right. So in as amazing as that cast and that director and how good that movie is going to look, which is going to solve a lot of your defenses, right? Mm-hmm. It will look brilliant.
Yeah.
But will a completely, fully serious Star Wars movie pass?
Okay, hold on. Who said it had to be serious?
Well, I specifically picked a director that maybe...
Like, he is serious. Yeah.
You know...
Yeah, someone on the internet described Dune as the most humorless film they have ever seen, and they're absolutely right. Like, I actually think there's more jokes than Schindler's List. You know, like
there's definitely more jokes made about Schindler's List.
So, yeah, okay, fair.
Yeah.
I think no camp in Star Wars is bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've also seen situations in the prequels where the camp feels out of place because we're past the time and the place for it.
Well, and I think yeah, you're right.
The remake isn't as easy as a remake of Star Wars. It's blowing it up and redoing the entire thing from scratch and setting a tone and something like that for a brand new universe is my issue with it, I think.
Your mention of Villeneuve is perfect actually for this because of his remake of Dune. Because the original Dune is campy and silly and ridiculous. But in a lot of ways, Villeneuve treats the source material better than the original because the source material is serious, yes. Even though the content of it is ridiculous. You know, it treats itself seriously. So the reason Dune is good is because it's actually treating the source material properly. So in the remake, in the fiction you've come up with here, Denny is perfect because it would be Star Wars, maybe not in the way it should have been, but in the way the universe perceives it. Like its own universe perceives it, right?
Yeah.
but you're right. It'll suck all the entire soul out of that because there's no source material to validate, to treat properly. They are, yeah.
It's tough, right? The line between what Star Wars is and what makes Star Wars special and modernizing those themes and the visuals kind of encapsulates what the problems with the sequels are.
You know, it's funny because I've never really thought about it because camp has always been part of Star Wars, but that ends up being a lot of my problems with the prequels. And maybe, I guess my argument would be it's bad camp in the prequels. That they just, they took the same camp from the 70s and 80s and shoved it straight in, and it doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah, it's not even like a weird bad camp. It's just that it's the only camp that dude knows. Right, it's the only camp Lucas knows. It's what he grew up with. He just never evolved in that sense. Technology-wise, sure, the movies look great, but his sensibilities don't change. His storytelling and his ability to terribly direct really good actors doesn't change. Right, and so that's why yes, there's a disconnect between the sequels and the 6 movies that he had a hand in. Because and that's why I think Force Awakens has an OT feel, because he's basically mimicking the OT, and that's why Last Jedi we talked about Into the Ground, but that's why it feels like such a departure, because Rian Johnson's like, well, I'm just gonna make my Star Wars movie, and it just happens to not have the camp and stuff, and even the camp stuff is his own version of it. That the casino heist is his version of camp, and the slow ship chase, that's his version of a submarine movie. That's camp, and that's why Rise of Skywalker is a disaster of a movie, because there's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no feel or anything. It was just cobbled together quickly.
Yeah, but if they took the originals and then they made it better lightsabers, everyone wins, right?
But what if they were better lightsabers, but they kept that Uncle Owen line exactly the way it said?
I'd be fine with it. I'll take it. And give me a better Kenobi Vader fight. And then kill the Ewoks.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'd be on board. I'm not a big Ewok guy.
I truly don't mind them as, I don't mind what they do. I hate the fact that they're just teddy bears. Right? It's so clear that it's just to sell toys and to sell cute, cuddly toys, But like a indigenous race that is, I don't know, cobbling weapons together using rocks and twigs and stuff, and then killing these stormtroopers. Awesome, huge, big fan. Make them a little gross, I don't. It's just so strange to me that they're adorable and they're well, a little gross. They don't have to be totally gross, but I don't know. Give me one of those teddy bears that's missing an eye, or a chunk of his head, and then I'm a little more okay with it.
All right, so you know what? Scrap my Villeneuve thing. I want you to write a Star Wars movie. Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, maybe this guy's got a point, I'm doing my job way better than you are. You're like, what is Star Wars? And I'm like, let's remake it, scrap them, let's go.
Let's fucking ugly up the Ewoks.
Yeah, dude, that's part of the problem.
Send it.
On the episode, or my remake, because the remake's going well.
No, I want to see your remake.
I've already got a financiers.
Yeah, well, we'll make that a weekly segment. How's the script going?
Oh man, but seriously, ultimately, I have done the very best I can to defend this. You've made some great points, and you're totally right. There is zero way we can remake those films and hold the heart in properly. There is obviously things that I would like modernizing, and I think that's effectively what this guy wants. Is he wants some of the things to be modernized. He wants, I guess really what it comes down to is he wants those movies made the way they should have been made from the beginning.
I mean, that's been George's fight for 40 years.
Well, fair enough. But I guess that's the thing, is that if he was given a proper budget, if he was given, frankly, though, if he was given a proper budget, Star Wars wouldn't be what it is either. Like, he got lightning in the bottle there. And it's part of the way the reason it has heart is because they had $4 to scrape together to make it, you know? So I understand. I know they couldn't do this again. Like, there's no way. We cannot have those films be exactly what they are if there's more money, if the effects are better, again, I think there's no better way to put it other than lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And the fact that Empire is better than New Hope is astounding. So it's inevitable that Return of the Jedi sucks. You know, like, it's just...
What I'm learning about you and Star Wars today is ridiculous.
What? What did I say?
Like, I'm not a big Return of the Jedi guy. Like, it's not in my top 3 Star Wars movies. But, like, you just said Return of the Jedi sucks.
Like, it does. It's just... Like, of the 3, it's objectively the worst.
Oh, that's a fine statement, because that's true.
I'm just saying, I have been sitting here, like, blood, sweat, and tears to try and defend this guy, and you are giving me nothing.
Yeah, right. You know what? Monkey Paw Wish. You get the perfect Star Wars movie, but every role is played by Harrison Ford.
I'll take it. That's the bad Reddit take.
It's a horrendous Reddit take.
Yeah.
I like it because I think it's not universally bad.
Yeah, there's something we can grab onto here.
Maybe not you.
No, I nailed it, dude. I knocked this out of the park.
But
we're not peaking from this. Any bad Reddit take, there's no way I'm beating this performance.
This will be the last bad Reddit take we ever filmed.
Oh, man.
We should let us know. I would like to hear about everybody's take on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, again, it's easy if, I'm never going to listen to somebody talk about why Leo is a bad actor.
Sure, absolutely.
It's not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear even an iota of an idea
of
how to remake a Star Wars trilogy. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Put it in the comments, send us a reply video, of your take on it. Hit me up on TikTok with your crazy rant, staring straight into the camera with like bloodshot eyes, Yeah, I want to see all of it.
Yeah, let's do it.